Are you tired of scrolling through endless series of chats and would actually just like to create a single document that changes and updates based on your prompts? Well, that's what you get with the new Canvas function on ChatGPT. I'm Mark Grasse, and the fact of the matter is, when you're chatting with ChatGPT or Claude or Perplexity or wherever you like to use, the chats can get really long. And when that happens, you have to keep on scrolling up and back in order to actually see the changes that were made from the original document. Now, what Canvas does is allows you to actually modify the document using the prompts and see the document the whole time. So if you're writing articles, if you're developing a program, if you just have any kind of long form content that you want to change without having to constantly reiterate and recreate and scroll, then Canvas is actually a really good option for this and is great for writing articles, which is what we use it for at the Academy. So I'm going to show you as a quick demonstration of how to get to it and how it works, and then we'll go ahead and write an article using it. All right, so I'm here in ChatGPT, and there's a couple different ways you could access Canvas. You could literally just ask it to use Canvas. Just type in the chat, say, "I want to use Canvas." Oops. And then here we go. We're in Canvas. So that's one way you could do it. You could also just, switch it on. So if I go ahead and let me start over from scratch. This little button here, View Tools, will give you access to different capabilities within ChatGPT directly. And then you can just click on Canvas. Yeah, no, wait. No. Click on Canvas. There we go. And say Enter. And then all of a sudden it'll start Canvas. So you can do it either way. Pretty easy. But you can see here now I have the Canvas, the document. So we're going to go ahead and write a quick article. I actually just did a presentation on how to use AI to avoid meetings, basically. And so we're going to do the same thing here. So I'm going to say, I want to write an art. Now, usually I would input my brand guidelines and all that kind of stuff, but I'm just doing this for a demonstration about why meetings in general are less productive than they should be. And instead of having them, we should create AI applications to inform decision making instead. There we go. Now, I didn't give any guidelines on the article itself. Usually we'd say, hey, here's our brand voice. Here's our typical article structure. Here's even an example article. Those are all steps that we take to write articles. In this case, I just basically made it from scratch, and it's just giving me the default answer that you'd get if you were trying to write an article with a single prompt. So, in today's fast-paced world or fast-paced technology-driven world, the traditional concept of meetings has become increasingly outdated. While meetings have long been a cornerstone of workplace culture, they are often riddled with inefficiencies, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so I'm like, that's pretty good, but I want a story in here. I think storytelling is very effective. So I'm going to say rewrite, or I want to add a section at the beginning that illustrates the point about meetings by telling a funny story about a company that is running a meeting that isn't productive. And so now, typically if you were doing a chat, you'd have to, basically rewrite the whole article, and then the chats that you already did would then be pushed, up. So you'd have to keep on scrolling up like this. Instead, what happens is I could still see the prompts that I did, which is very useful because now I could say like, oh, how did I change that? And I could just look at the prompt. Okay, I wrote the article and then I told it to add a section that included a story. So now it starts with, once upon a time, a bustling tech startup, a team gathered for their weekly Monday morning meeting. The agenda, unclear. The participants, all 12 department heads, 3 junior staff, and 2 interns who weren't sure why they were invited. CEO opened the meeting with, let's touch base on everything. An hour later, the marketing team was debating font sizes. The product team was dissecting coffee preferences for an office survey, and the interns were furiously doodling in their notebooks. By the 2-hour mark, the CFO had excused himself for a prior commitment, and everyone else was looking at their phones. So now you have a funny story, and you can keep on going. Now, I don't like this big paragraph here. That's not digestible. So I'm going to say, make sure Oh, and you could directly change. Actually, this is a really cool function. So I don't like the story anymore. I could just delete it, which is actually an even cooler function of Canvas where you can modify. I actually kind of forgot about that part. So now I can either say, hey, I want to add paragraphs, or I could come in here and simply add paragraphs where I think they would make sense. So now it's more digestible because the paragraphs are a lot smaller. So another cool function. And now let's say I want to add a whole nother section. Why means fall short, the case for AI decision making, a paradigm shift in the workplace. I want another section. I'm going to copy this title. I'm going to put that here. And I'm going to say the statistics behind meetings. And I'm going to turn that into, I'll just bold it. Oh, there we go. Use a heading 2. Oh, I guess they're using heading 3. But even this is pretty cool. You can actually monitor it. So I'm going to say I added a new header. Please fill that section with statistics regarding how wasteful meetings can be. So now it knows what I'm saying. So I said I added a header. Now it put my header, in the wrong place. It should be at the beginning, but maybe I'll fix it. Okay, did. So I filled the section, and now I'm gonna just go ahead and put that back where it was supposed to be. And there you go. So basically, this just makes it a lot more dynamic in terms of creating content. So instead of you having to go back and forth, and even compared to Claude, because Claude has a similar function. Actually, Claude just works like that all the time, anyways. But this is really useful and helpful. So now I'm getting a lot closer to the final product, because typically what I do is I take the document, I'd either put it on my website or in a Google Doc, and then I'd modify it and then go from there. This instead lets me do those modifications directly to the canvas. And now I skipped a bunch of steps, and it's more dynamic and natural seeming. So there you have a quick introduction to Canvas. I think it's super useful. Just being able to see the thing you're generating and also see the prompts that led to it, super helpful. And the ability to actually modify the document directly rather than having to tell AI to do that. And that's basically what you have to do with Claude, is super helpful. So if you are looking to create documents, if you're, writing a novel, if you're doing all these other kind of long form content pieces, this is a pretty cool tool. And at the beginning of this video, you saw how to access it. So go ahead and try it out. There's no set way to do anything because these tools are just becoming available right now. So give it a shot and let me know how it goes.